17th of March, 2025. Time of death, 3:16 p.m. Don't worry, I'll tag him.
So what now?
Notify the families. Let them say their goodbyes.
Yeah.
That's a damn shame. They always take the good ones.
Doctor, the Pavey family are on the way.
Let's go in and make them look pretty.
Where'd he go?
I didn't touch him.
We wouldn't have just climbed out the window.
Wait! Hello, mate! Where the hell's my baby? Fuck my life!
All right, Brisbane, are you guys ready for tonight? Then clap your hands together and welcome to the stage, Blake Pavey.
Thank you very much. Are we well? Are we good? Gonna be a sick night. Thank you so much for coming. This is the special. This is Blake a Wish. It's a big, it's gonna be a big show. It's gonna be a big night. Thank you so much for coming. It's Brisbane is genuinely one of my favourite places to perform. I have to lie to every audience and be like, yeah, no, I love Bundaberg. It's like, you guys are awesome. I'm definitely not. You guys aren't at all. Maybe that was a bit intense. 10 seconds in to your scheduled programming this evening. But man, Brisbane is genuinely the one place I don't have to lie to. That's why I flew up to do this show here. I love Brisbane. Thanks for coming out, lads. It's going to be a sick night. But dude, I toured most of Queensland last year, and Brisbane, like, people give Brisbane shit. I don't know why. People from Brisbane give Brisbane shit, all right? And I don't get it. It's lovely here. Do you know who was giving you guys shit last year? Cairns, okay? If you don't know where that is, for international viewers, that's where culture and the Great Barrier Reef go to die, all right? And dude, I did a show in Cairns. It was the worst show I think any comedian has ever performed in the history of comedy, and it was not my fault, okay? It was the populace of that town, all right? And I finished the show. This bloke comes up to me just like a dude, just you know what they're like, all right? He comes up and he's just like, "Thank you, mate, sick show, man." Sick, brother. He's just like, "Where's your next show, man?" I told him it was in Brisbane, and he had the audacity to warn me about you guys and your behaviour this evening. Dude, he comes up, he was just like, "Where's your next show?" I was like, "It's in Brisbane, man." He goes, "Brisbane?" Mate, they are fucking feral down there, man. I was like, "Brother, I can see your syringe." It's like... He was like, "Oh, fuck, can you sign it for me, Blakey?" I was like, "No." No, it's a joke. I signed his syringe. It was weird, but... Man, I met his girlfriend. She sounded like Terry from those anti-smoking ads a couple of years ago. Like, I met his girlfriend. She could have been anywhere from like 17 to 68 years old, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't know, but she was lovely. I was like, "What's your name?" She's like, "I'm Brittany." I was like, "What the fuck?" I was just like, I'm back in the ad. Jesus Christ. But it is lovely to be here. If you've been dragged along and you don't know who I am, I'm Blake. Hello. Felt like an AA meeting there for a second, just saying, "Hello, Blake." But man, if you don't know me, I'm Blake, and I kind of feel like I've kind of cheated this a little bit. I didn't get into stand-up from just like doing like open mics and like grinding on the show. I feel kind of bad about that. I'm only here because I'm a TikTok star. So no. Shut the fuck up. That does not deserve a woo whatsoever, all right? I have not contributed to society one time in my life, all right? Do you know what's so embarrassing? I had to put TikToker on my tax income statement last year, ladies and gentlemen. And that's, what's the word I'm looking for? Fucking degrading, okay? Like, and mother was not impressed, all right? But I don't know, people get weird, like I do this and stuff like this is great. I love doing this and some people, you know, I've built a following online, I'm very grateful for that. But a lot of people think that TikTok is actually, that's famous. Like people think, oh my God, you're a celebrity. I do not think I'm a celebrity. People do, like pop cunts like you think I'm a celebrity, right? And it's not. Like Tom Cruise is famous. You have to shut down a street to be famous. But I'm not, like, oh, dude, I was back home in Melbourne a couple of weeks back. I finished a gig and this girl came up to me. She was like sobbing, all right? I was just like, I'm not one of the Beatles in 1964, babe. Like, calm down. And she was like, no, this is just like the best night of my life. And I just like, and she literally, and I quote, this is not a joke, she was like, you are my hero. I was like, lift your standards. Dude, the closest I can get to a hero, I look like Captain America before he got the Super Soldier Serum. That's all I'm bringing to the table. But I do, people are like, why'd you call the special Blake a wish? And if you don't know me, if you don't know my story, I've got something called CF, right? If you don't know what that is, it's called Cystic Fibrosis. It's got other cute little names, just like, that's not the bit to woo at either. Just like... I've got something called CF, and people, you can call it what you want. I don't care if you call it Cystic Fibrosis, 65 Roses, that's the charity name. You can call it Cunts Fucked if you want to, honestly. Because I did shows in the UK last year. The amount of times I would be out at a pub after a show and a drunk British man would be like, I'm so sorry to hear about your cerebral palsy, mate. Like, and I was like, did you just butcher the name, or is that the vibe I give off as a human being? But if you don't know what it is, cystic fibrosis, it's like a respiratory illness, it's a lung disease, and I've had it since I was 6 weeks old. Like, I was born with this, right? It's the genetic sort of disease, and my life expectancy at the moment is around 45 years old, right? That's what I've been told for most of my life, and that is that's a weird thing to go through, because like I'm 23 now, all right? Like the only thing that means for me, I'm going through my midlife crisis fucking now, all right? And it's so grim. But the worst part about it is, like, I'm 23, I don't have the financial stability to go through a midlife crisis yet. Do you know what I mean? You know when you watch big American movies, the bloke's going through his midlife crisis, so he'll get a Ferrari, you know, splash out on a Lambo, get a big boat or something like that. I can't do that, ladies and gentlemen. I've got a 2001 Toyota Camry sitting in my garage right now, all right? That mum chipped in for. It's a joke. Grandma died and I got the car. But the thing is, it's just not a sexy car to drive around in, man. But it's not all bad. People think it's like more depressing than it actually is. There are genuinely some perks about having a midlife crisis now. That sounds weird to say, but it is true. Like, honestly, it's just good to have something me and Dad can emotionally connect over now. Like, it's good shit. Like, I don't know what you guys do with your dad, but me and Dad, we're close. I don't know, like, you probably, like, what do you do with your dad? You play... Yeah, cool. Fuck, maybe we are quite similar, actually, so... But we drink because we're depressed about this shit, all right? Like, I don't know what you do with your dad, play cat. Like, most dads with their sons as kids were just like, hey, man, do you want to go kick the footy later on today? My dad just, like, burst into my room sometimes as a kid, just like, hey, mate, do you want to fucking cry together today? And I'm just like, fucking oath, Paulie. All right, midlife crisis with the lads. Let's go. Boys trip to the grave. Let's go. Like, all right, what did you think this show was going to be about? What? Jesus, man. But people think when you have something like cystic fibrosis, people think that's your entire life. Like, honestly, I don't know what people expect from me when I say I've got CF. I think most people think I'm getting unplugged and wheeled out onto stage every single night. Culprit number one, all right? You're doing amazing, sweetie, But I think people just think that's your whole life, and CF is a big part of my life, but it's not my entire life. I'm a complete human being, all right? Like, I'm Australian. That's probably obvious, but I don't think I'm a good Australian. Like, and people are like, what do you mean when you say that? I just don't think I'm a good Australian because, like, I'm shit at sport. I'm a lightweight drinker, and I think the Irwins are full of shit. Is this how Jesus on the cross fell? Like. The reaction when I say that, Aussies get so weird about this, but I just think we should be able to talk about it openly and honestly. I have to warn Australian crowds every time I talk about this that the Irwins, they're not the protected species, all right? Like, they're not endangered, okay? Well, since 2006, they kind of have been, but it's like... No, No, but I think we should be able to talk about it, dude. I think they're full of shit, but it's our fault that they're full of shit, I think. Do you know how much pressure we put on the Irwins? Like, especially with the amount of pressure that we put on Robert and Bindi as a society to be like their dad, that's an insane amount of pressure. I don't hate them, I just feel bad for them. Honestly, go to Robert and Bindi's Instagram after this show. They're just trying to live their life. It'll be Robert just like with a surfboard, he's like doing his cool shit, he's just like, he's living his life. There are 20,000 comments just like, hey man, do you remember when your dad died? Hey, guess what, Robert? Guess what, Bindi? Your dad is dead! All right? Like, and now you have to be like your father who is dead, all right? And like, that's so hard. Like, that's a hard thing to deal with. I feel so bad for him, man, because it doesn't even come off as nice anymore. Like, when you're trying to emulate Steve Irwin, nobody can do that. It doesn't come off as genuine. You come off as a serial killer. That's where you come. Like, watch any interview Bindi Irwin's done. You'll get to the end of that interview just like, was that Bindi or Ted Bundy? Like, it's going to be wild, dude. But I talked a lot of shit. Like, last year on tour, I talked so much shit about Robert Irwin in particular, okay? And I feel kind of bad about that, dude, because like, it all started for me like 2 years ago. I went to Australia Zoo, and this is where this flame started within me, ladies and gentlemen. I went to Australia Zoo. I was the first one there with the crew that we were running with, and we walk in, we're the first ones there. First thing I see at Australia Zoo is Robert Irwin in that massive pit they do the shows in. He's in there with a bunch of animals around him. First thing I see that morning was just like, g'day guys, welcome to Australia Zoo. I was like, it is 7 a.m, cunt. Like, calm your farm, dude. Jesus Christ, you have a farm. Calm us, okay? I can't do it. They're so enthusiastic. Their enthusiasm reminds me of every woman I've ever slept with in my entire life. I'm like, I appreciate the enthusiasm. It feels like you're overcompensating here, all right? Do you know what I mean, dude? But they're so nice, and I talked a lot of shit about Robert, as I said. But I think since then, I think I've changed a lot. I think Robert's changed a lot, and I don't want this special to come out and I don't want him to think that I hate him. I want to actually apologise to Robert. Okay, well, I'm sure he's not here in the room with us this evening, unless he's just at the back, just like, nah, it's all right, Blakey, but love you, man. But I want to apologise to Robert because I think I've changed, but he's changed as well. I'm not sure if anybody's keeping tabs on Robert Irwin these days, but he's the host of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here now. He's doing radio. He's doing TV. I saw him on a catwalk the other day, dude. Like, 2025 Robert Irwin. He's, yeah, he's kind of fuckable now. Like, he's a hunk of spunk, dude. He's so sexy. I would let him wrangle my python every day of the week if I had the opportunity. He gives me a throb at Irwin, I'll be completely honest about that. Like, dude, I'm not a celebrity, but get me in there. He's just... Oh, my God. Oh. But, you know, that's the thing. I think he's changed. And the way I'm going to apologise, the only way I think I know how to apologise to him is because I talk so much shit about him in my last tour that for the special, I'm just going to even out the playing field a little bit this year because I've never talked shit in length about his sister, okay? Because, like, okay, honestly, and people get way more worked up about when I talk about Bindi than Robert, right? It is a stark difference between the two. And I get it, I get why, but girls in particular are like, no, you can't talk shit about Bindi. Bindi's the goat, the pussy pop slay queen, or whatever. Very demure Bindi, cargo shorts, serving cunt mother, whatever. Did you get stung by a sting sleigh? What's going on? Like, all right. I don't know where my cameras are. We're cutting that for the special, by the way. Stings. One bloke just like, keep it like but man, honestly, if you're still not on board with this, with like me calling them serial killers and stuff like that, if you're not on board yet, honestly, I've got homework for after this show, ladies and gentlemen. Honestly, after this show, all right, go home, make sure the first thing you do, go onto YouTube and watch any Bindi Irwin interview in the last 10 years. You will realise she has bodies in her basement, ladies and gentlemen. Because it's wild. Any interview she does, they're just like, hey, Bindi, what's been going on? Give us an update. And she's just like, yeah, well, I just love being here. And I just love being here at Australia Zoo. And I just love being here with my mum, Terry, and my brother, Robert, and my husband, Chandler, who's, for some reason, 7'52". And I
just love him so much. Every morning he wakes up from a peaceful slumber and I'm just standing at the foot of his bed like a pit bull about to kill. Oh, I just love life so much. It's full of sunshine and rainbows and dandelions and just... I love you.
I'm like, babe, I'm convinced you killed your father. Like, all right, let's grow up. Let's face the facts, all right? You guys hated that, but you needed to hear it, all right? And honestly, if you're still not on board, I will come back in 20 years' time. Don't even get a ticket. I'll give them out for free, ladies and gentlemen. I will come back here. I will not be putting Blake a Wish on that projector. It will be the Netflix doco, ladies and gentlemen. We will watch that shit together, all right? Making a Murderer Part 3, okay? I've already got the slogan. The real stingray was the bindies we stepped on along the way. Like, well, it's good to see we got the vibe early here, Brisbane. The line was right there, and I just went, ooh, yippee, like. Oh, man. But it is, you know, I will give credit where credit's due to the Irwins, honestly. I think it's very hard to be that up and about and that nice all the time, and that's a commendable thing. That, like, what I was just saying, like, I don't hate them. I think they're nice enough. I think they're fine, all right? But I think it's very hard to be so nice and happy all the time. Like, look at the world we're living in. Like, look at American politics right now, ladies. Like, how is any cunt happy, all right? I'm getting the same sustenance that I get from maths that I should be getting. Like, this is my reality TV now. It's wild to watch, dude. And what pisses me off about American politics, because I was just writing material during, like, the election period last year. So that's all I was, like, consuming and, like, seeing every single day. So I started writing about it, and I think it's so weird when you look at American politics, because their politics, it's so, like, celebrity-based. Like, do you know what I mean? Like candidates will just bring out a celebrity and that will genuinely swing, like, 100 million people to vote for that candidate. It's why, like, Kamala Harris had Beyonce come up and they were just like, yes, babe, pussy pop, yes, let's go, babe. And that genuinely made people's minds for them. And just, like, I don't care what your political views are, but that's a weird thing, right? But, like, that's so American. Like, we would never do that, all right? Like, Aussies aren't, like, we're not that dumb. Like, we've got an election coming up in May. There's not going to be one cunt walking into a voting booth just like, fuck, who's Tim O'Matic voting for? Like, fuck. How much pressure? I don't know what to feel. Scotty Cam from the block hasn't told me. Nobody's doing that, dude. But I've got one image. I want to show you guys something right now, and I think I've got one image that perfectly encapsulates why Kamala Harris lost the US election, ladies and gentlemen, and this is that image. That right there ruined democracy, everybody. Honestly, give us a cheer if you know what that is. Exactly. It's the Charlie XCX Brat album, probably the greatest album of the last 50 years, ladies and gentlemen, all right? And you guys probably know, this took over Gen Z culture, all right? This took over, shut the fuck up now, babe, all right? Do you know what's Brat? Being fucking quiet during the special. But this image right there, like, if you're on the internet, you'll know this took over Gen Z culture. Like, it's still going on now. Everybody's like, yeah, Brat Summer, it's the best, right? So Kamala Harris, she quite smartly during the course of the election, she posted this she posted that, all right, as her cover photo on Twitter. Everybody was just like, yes, oh my God, I don't even care that you're going to bomb Palestine, babe. Just like, oh, we have an Israeli in. Love to see you. Jesus. Cutting that bit, Jesus. But she posted that, all right, and that took over. People voted for Kamala because of that. It was a very smart strategy, all right? But I'm so glad that, this is all we got out of Brat Summer during that election. I'm going to be honest, I don't care what your political views are, but, like, when shit hits the fan with the guy that's currently in, and shit will hit the fan with the guy that's currently in, I cannot wait to come back here and just be like, guys, do you see what Trump posted on his Instagram last weekend? It's gonna happen, dude. It's going to happen. And, sorry, just a little tidbit about this bit. I was gonna, like, this is on a projector right now because I tried to print this out at Officeworks. And this is not a joke. I am now not allowed back in Officeworks in my local suburb anymore. But this took over, man. I don't know what's going on. Actually, can we fucking take it down, actually? Just like... How was the Blake Pavey show? He was Roman saluting the entire time. It was... But man, I just think Gen Z is so, that's what really pissed me off about the US election, because Gen Z were on TikTok and we were just posting everything just like, yes, we're Gen Z, we're tech savvy, we're immune to propaganda. And then Trump unbanned TikTok and we were like, thank you, my Führer, thank you so much. I will Roman salute for you any day of the week, sir, until the cows come home. Right? But I just think, that's what really pissed me off about that whole period, all right? Because I think, you look at American politics, you look at the world we're living in, I'm very scared about what the world's going to be like in 20 years, because I think we are leaning back into a more, fascism's kind of coming back, dude. Like, honestly, let's be for real, but to get Gen Z on board with it, you just got to yassify that shit, all right? You just got to, indie girl pop that shit. Like, I don't know, in where I live in Victoria, the Nazi salute, it got banned, all right? And I'm not gonna fucking, I'm not gonna do it. It's but if you just yassify that shit and you just make it a little bit gay, Gen Z are back on board. We're back in 1942, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, the Nazi salute, obviously that's banned almost everywhere, but if you just make it a little bit gay, just people will be back on board, dude, honestly. The one thing you need to get Gen Z back on board with this shit, you just got to pay Chapel Roan enough money to just be like, G-O-T-T-O-G-O, immigrants have got to go, And then we're back in 1942, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be hectic. We're going to get the TikTok girlies guarding the gulags. It's going to be hectic. Oh my God, I love your outfit, babe. It's so camp. It's oh my God, I can't wait to go on break. New season of RuPaul's Master Race just dropped. Slate off Hitler pops their pussy, dude. It's what's that? Don't choke. Was that a threat? What? Can your lungs handle it, fuckhead? And the answer is no. So... But I tell you what, I don't like a lot of shit that Gen Z do. Honestly, to give you a bit of an update on my life, I'm recently single, right? And I just don't think I'm good at relationship stuff. Do you know what I mean? I'm just not. I don't think I'm equipped for it. Okay, I should die alone. All right. Oh, okay. What the fuck was that? Right. My life is kind of working in dog years, as we've sort of mentioned. So. Why bear the burden of that, okay? No, but I just think, as a Gen Z person, I have a lot of problems with the generation that I'm a part of. There is just so much shit that we do that I'm not on board for, all right? I don't, the one example, I'm recently single, all right? So I was in a relationship for most of last year, right? And the one thing that I sort of didn't like about Gen Z relationships is, I was really pressured into doing the hard launch on Instagram. I got so pressured into doing that. They were just like, Blake, you got to do the hard launch, man. I was like, oh, yeah, all right. They were like, yeah, you got to do it. Got to do the hard launch. Do you know Steve Irwin's dead? Got to do the hard launch, dude. Got to do the hard launch. They were just like, you got to do the fucking hard launch, okay? So I did. I was pressured into doing the hard launch on Instagram. I posted this really cute photo of me and my girlfriend. It had a cute photo, lovely caption, the works, right? And that was really wholesome. I was like, oh, this is really cute. It was cute for 0.7 seconds, all right? And then the comments started rolling in on this post, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not I had a look, before I deleted this photo, I looked at how many likes this comment accumulated over the course of it being up. I checked it before I deleted it. It sat at, I'm not joking, 7,582 likes, ladies and gentlemen. The top comment on this post just read, I thought he was gay, and with a little nail emoji coming off the end of it as well. That was a tough day for Blakey boy, all right? And that really annoyed me. That pissed me off because that person took that comment, they posted something really hateful, right? And that annoyed me, but I can deal with comments like that. The thing that pissed me off the most about it was it really upset my girlfriend and it ruined the entire post for her and it wasn't cute for her anymore either. So I got so pissed off about this that I don't really do this often, but I actually messaged the person who made that comment and I just said hey, can you please take that down, Dad? And and he didn't. He doubled down, got Mum to like the comment, which was... Grandma called me a twink. It was a weird day for the entire family. What's that? Good Christmas. What did you just say, sir? Good to see we've got the Bundaberg delegates in the room tonight. It's Christmas, right? But man, I think the most valuable thing about a relationship, whether it goes on forever, whether it ends, I think you just learn so many lessons throughout a relationship. I think that's really lovely. And I think the first lesson that I learned in my relationship is I think I gave my girlfriend the ick almost instantaneously, all right? Like from day one, ladies and gentlemen, because I think it's so easy for girls to get the ick. Like, ladies, give us a cheer if you've had the ick before. Exactly right, and because I don't really have any icks. Like, I don't think fellas do. Any icks, fellas? Fucking exactly, all right? Exactly right. It's wild, dude. But I think I gave my girlfriend the ick because I gave her the ick the first time we sort of, someone just went, oh, don't, right? And that's what she said as well. Thank you so much. But I think I gave it the ick the first time me and my girlfriend got intimate, all right, with each other, okay? And because I just wanted to set like a good vibe. I wanted to make sure it was a nice environment where she felt comfortable, like she wasn't in any danger or anything like that. And danger was a weird word to use in hindsight. You know when words are coming out of your mouth and you can't stop them, but you're like, oh, this was a mistake. But I wanted to make her feel safe, okay? That's all I wanted from them. Oh. Bare minimum. That's the funniest thing. Girls, you get icked out so easily, and yet the bar is on the fucking floor, okay? But honestly, Brisbane, picture this naked for 2 seconds. Yeah. So if you pictured that and you thought, oh, I'm in danger, the fuck's wrong with you? Like, get help, dude. Like, this isn't like, okay, so basically all started, I was just like, I wanted to make her feel comfortable, so I was like, what do you need from me before we get into this to make you feel better about this? And she was like, she kind of misread it as me asking what her kinks were, because she instantly came back with, Blake, I need you to do dirty talk to me, all right? And when you look at, as we've established, I am not a suitable candidate for that, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want a young Anthony Albanese spitting dirty talk and you're like, listen, I am committed to licking those titties, and I will deliver on those promises, okay? But it was weird. I literally, like, I didn't know how to do it. I don't know how to do dirty talk. I'm not good at talking. I just cringe myself out when I do it for real. And I'm just like, no, I'm never going to talk again, okay? But I was just like, okay, like, what, like, I don't really know how to do this. I've never, like, yeah, what do I do? And she was like, come on, Blake, it's easy, you know? Insult me a little, slap me around a little bit. But I look like this, ladies and gentlemen. So I kind of just lightly tapped her on the forehead and called her a silly goose. So I was like, oh, you cheeky devil. And she was like, oh, I've been a naughty girl. Are you going to punish me, Blake? I was like, I'll probably just let you off with a warning, if anything. And she was like, oh, teacher role play, this is kinky. I was like, are you talking back to me? I'm going to write your name on the board. Like, that's all I could do. But my other issue is I never know specifically what to say during dirty talk. I don't have any lines ready to go in the bedroom, all right? I wish I could bring out my Nazi PowerPoint. And it would, like... I'm like, you got to yassify fascism. She's like, stop, I'm so wet right now. It's like, but man, I don't have anything lined up to say. So my girlfriend, she was very supportive actually. She was like, don't think about dirty talk like that. Don't think about dirty talk like you have to say the sexiest thing at any given moment. You got to think about dirty talk. It's sort of like you're commentating sex as sex is happening, all right? And I was like, okay, sweet. But the only reason that I understood what she was talking about was because the day we had sex for the first time, it was during it was on the opening day of last year's Olympic Games, ladies and gentlemen. So I heard commentary and I was just like, okay, sweet, I've got this, right? So we're in my room, right? We're just sort of like, we're getting into it, right? We're just sort of... I think I'm the first person in recorded history to give 300 people the ick at the exact same time. But if she had to deal with this every single night, you guys are getting the fucking visual, all right? Sorry. Now it's weird to go back into. Right. Okay, so I'll set the scene. Like, we were in my room, all right, like, all the lights were dim. I had those, like, red LED lights in the bedroom, all right? Yeah, and, you know, when you guys were, like, getting seated in your seats tonight, you heard, like, a bit of music playing? That's my sex playlist. So we're getting into it, right? We're getting into it, and I'm just like, okay, sweet. You can do this, Blakey. You can do this. You can Thank you, I'm popping my little pussy right now, but... And I was like, okay, Blake, you can do this, all right? You can do this. It's like commentating sex in the bedroom. It's like commentating sex, all right? God, I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. Oh, fuck. I can only stay hard if I think about Robert Irwin, but it's like, God, he's a hunk of spunk, I love it. Okay, commentate sex. Okay. And I'm going to be honest, Brisbane. We've been pretty vulnerable with each other tonight. But this was literally my interpretation of how to commentate sex in the bedroom. I literally, to a human woman, go like this. Okay, sweet. And that was a beautiful entry into the vagina. No. I said that to a human woman. A human woman. And when I tell you, this isn't even part of the joke, she pushed me the fuck off her, all right? And I see this woman, she was literally in missionary, all right? She literally rose up like she was the fucking Undertaker, dude. And she was like, hang on, can I just like, let me just like, she sounded like a teacher. She was like, let me just stop you there, all right? And she was like, I have a few questions. I was like, yeah, well, ask me anything. And she was like, did you just become a fucking British diving commentator, mate? Jesus Christ. But she kind of giggled at it a little bit. I got away with a little bit of a laugh. And in my industry, that's good currency, okay? So I was like, yes, the vibes are high. There's no danger imminent, all right? I'm like, we're past it. The vibes are good. This is awesome. So I was like, okay, now that we're like sort of getting into it, I'm going to give Dirty Talk a serious, genuine attempt. And when I tell you, you guys aren't going to believe this. I didn't believe it at the time either. She was kind of impressed by it, all right? She was like pretty impressed. Thank you so much. I should call her. She was kind of impressed, and I was like, oh my God, sweet. Do you know what I felt? I felt like the Jamaican bobsled team, all right? Like, nobody thought I'd get it done. I won the gold in the end. Thank you so much. But then afterwards, we're just like, you know, we finish up, and then we're just sort of like laying there in bed, and we're just like cuddling. It's really romantic. We're doing a bit of aftercare. Yeah, I know what the word aftercare means, ladies. Yeah. Like Pavey, written by a woman. Such a golden retriever. But we're just laying there and we're just talking about stuff. We're cuddling. It's pretty romantic, right? And then, you know, the conversation, we talked for like another 3 or 4 hours. It was just like one of those long, deep and meaningful conversations. And then the conversation just reached its natural conclusion and we weren't talking for a little bit. And my girlfriend was laying there just like she was fine. She can be comfortable in a silence, all right? And she was like, oh my God, this is my boyfriend. She's like, new relationship. Blah, 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 blah. This is really, really cute. I'm not good in a silence, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you've got that vibe off me this evening, but I'm not good. So she's like, oh my God, this is so cute. I'm just in my head just going, she fucking hates me, all right? She hates me. I fumbled the bag. I'm about to fumble this relationship. I have to say something to bring back the energy in the room right now, all right? I got to say something, anything to save this relationship. This is what I went with, ladies and gentlemen. I said, and I quote, so how was it? And this is the moment where I was just like, oh my God, this relationship's probably going to be pretty good because I said that. She should have packed her bags and walked out the door instantaneously, but she didn't. I was so happy about it because I say that. She instantly just clocked me back and she was like, oh, well, he did it again. World record in under 10 seconds. I was like, fuck. Oh, I'm hot and sweaty now. Oh, but I tell you what, I'll be completely honest because, like, you know, I feel like we're friendly now. I've gotten to know you guys. You guys have gotten to know me a little bit too well. But honestly, can I be completely honest? I don't think I'm a good person to be in a relationship with because I don't have a lot of knowledge. I don't know that much about, like, women. Just like, I've got nothing in here. I know I'm finding out as I go along. Can I be completely honest? This is not a joke. It was not that long ago that for the first time in my entire life, I realised that queefing, that's a real thing, ladies and gentlemen. That is a real thing that actually happens. Dude, what the fuck? Like, are you guys hearing me right now? I was shocked, okay? I thought it was... I genuinely put queefing in the same category as a drop bear, ladies and gentlemen. I thought it was a made-up concept, like Santa Claus or the clitoris. I thought it was like a made-up sort of thing. And then I heard it for the first time. Dude, this changed my life, all right? It altered my DNA. I think I heard a queef for the first time. I physically grew pubic hair, honestly. Because if you really listen to it, honestly, second bit of homework after the show this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Next time, like, really listen out for the next queef you hear, ladies and gentlemen. Really listen out for it, okay? Like, fellas, honestly, really listen out for it. And when you hear the next queef, okay, cherish that queef, all right? And make sure you do whatever you need to do to remember the sound that it makes. Take notes, write shit down, make a voice recording, okay? Put it up to your ear like a little seashell. Do whatever you have to do. I don't know. Ladies, if you're with your fella, honestly, be a good Samaritan, pop one off when you get home, all right? Because you will hear that queef and you'll think of me, ladies and gentlemen. Because you will realise, I don't know why I'm going like this as well. It come out of the pussy, but really listen to it, all right? Because you will realise a queef sounds eerily similar. You know when somebody fucks up the bugle on Anzac Day? Do we know what a bugle is, ladies and gentlemen? That is what it sounds like. You know, it's the thing on Anzac Day where it's just like... That's what it sounds like. I heard it, it just went... like... That is what it sounds like, dude. I heard that for the first time. I'll be honest, it frightened me. Like, this scared the living shit out of me because I didn't expect to hear it. I thought it was a made-up thing. So when I heard one, we were just getting into it. She switched positions. This thing started playing The Last Post at me. Like... And I got really freaked out. I was like, is that like a medical issue that you've got going on? Or... And she was like, no, it's a completely normal thing. It's like, it's a real thing. Just like, why are you being so weird? Just like, keep doing what you're doing. I don't know why you're being weird. Keep doing what you're doing. I was like, I don't remember what I was doing, honestly. And she was like, stop being weird. Just like, keep going. I was like, what do you want me to do? She was like, I don't know. Keep going. I'll be completely honest. I just started saluting her. I was like... And we were fucking in the morning as well. It felt like a dawn service, honestly, but... And dude, we were both freaking out. She was like, oh my God, no. This is so embarrassing, Blake. Honestly, please, I never want to think about this ever again. I was like, oh, baby girl, lest we forget, right? The queef bit got an applause. I love you guys. But man, as I said, like a lot of people when I talk about CF, I feel like I've called this show Blake a Wish, and yeah, fuck, not a lot, more about queefing than there has been my terminal illness, ladies and gentlemen. No, but it is weird. As I was saying before, a lot of people do think that like, oh my God, Blake, you have CF, and that's like, that's it, that's you in a nutshell, okay? And like the one thing I have noticed, because I've been talking about CF for a couple of years on stage, and one thing I do notice is that I get a lot of mums coming to shows, and mums lap this shit up, dude. Like, it is, yeah. But I get a lot of mums come up to me, like, a lot more intense than that. Like, you were, like, very, like, you were just, that was a perfect interaction right there. That's what should happen every single time. But the amount of times I get mums after the shows just going, you are the bravest little soldier. Right? You are just so brave, just getting out there, just telling your queef bits. Just like, you are so brave to do it with your condition. You are so inspirational. That shit makes me want to die quicker, honestly. It's wild. And that's the other thing I've come across, because I've had this my entire life. I've had to grow up with this. I'm not sure if anybody like can sort of relate to this, but when you have a health condition like that, you have to grow up very quickly, all right? And you have to be aware of what's going on with your health and the people around you. Like, honestly, like, sick kids are the most self-aware people on planet Earth, I think. I'll give you an example. Like, if you're 8 years old, you have to know what's going on, and you have to, like, take all your medication. You have to know the ins and outs of your disease. And that comes in every way, shape, and form. Like, you would have to be pretty dumb to be an 8-year-old kid in hospital. You see a guy dressed as one of the Avengers walking into your room. If you don't think time's ticking, you are the dumbest man that's ever walked the face of this earth, all right? You just have to be on point. You have to know, man. And people also think the weirdest thing about having cystic fibrosis that people don't really know is that it makes me infertile. Like, I can't have kids naturally. Like, I could maybe do IVF, but I literally got told I have a 0 sperm, ladies and gentlemen. And dude, when I got told that for the first time, I would have looked like a serial killer, because she was like, "You will never be able to have your own children." I just went, best day of my life, right? And I can't have kids, dude. And I don't know if I want kids, but like people, I do. When I was up in far north Queensland, I said that on stage. And the same dude from the start of this show that I told you about, because he was just firing off riff after riff. He comes up to me. He was just like, "Oh, so you can't have kids, man? You can't have kids. Like, like your dick doesn't work, man, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, no." And he's like, "So like, I've got a question. So do you like? You don't wank, Kay?" And I was like, "That was your fucking question, mate?" But a lot of people, I get DMs about that. It's never about something medically related to CF. They were just like, "Bro, how do you live, right? Do you wank?" And because I'll probably get that after the show, I have to say it in the special. Yeah, I do, okay? And in... Thank you so Felt like that was more an applause of pity than anything. But I do. And honestly, like, I'll tell you, I wank up a bit, okay? In large quantities, ladies and gentlemen. I get litres out, I'm telling you that much. Yeah, and I'll tell you guys a wank story. I'll tell you guys a wank. Do you want to know the greatest wank that I've ever had, Brisbane? Right? I need to see if you guys get this reference. Does anybody here in Brisbane remember a thing that happened on the internet called the Fappening? It's always just one dude just like, yeah. Tell us more. Like, all right, if you don't know what it is, right? If you don't know what the Fappening is. So horny, I had to limber up, right? You don't remember what the Fappening was. Essentially, what happened in 2017, when I was 15 years of age, a bunch of celebrities' phones and computers all got hacked and all of their nudes got leaked, all right? It was the massive celebrity nude leak that happened, all right? A weird thing to cheer for, sir. But honestly, 15-year-old me was cheering for that shit as well, honestly. Because I will say, having your nudes leaked, that is such a breach of privacy. I would not wish that upon my worst enemy, all right? I would not wish that on anyone. I want to preface that because for 15-year-old Blakey, this was the best day of my fucking life, all right? This was so sick. So what me and my best friend at the time, what me and my friend Alex would do, he was my best mate, I love him to death, what we would do is we would find these photos of celebrities that we thought were hot and whose nudes had leaked, and we would just send them to each other, all right? We would just exchange them, all right? Pretty fucked up, but we were 15. And one night, Alex sends me this photo, and holy shit, this was the sexiest photo I've ever seen in my entire life. I want to paint the image for you. It was like a nude mirror selfie, all right? And you couldn't see the person's face. All you could see was from the neck down, and they had like a really feminine back. And one thing you have to know about me, I love a feminine back, ladies and gentlemen. It is my favourite feature on the human body, all right? Rob's got a fantastic one, all right? Dude, I love a good back. Sometimes I just see a good back and I'm just like, God, that's sick, all right? Like, scoliosis turns me on, I'll be completely honest. Like, it's great, dude, but I just love a good back. There's something about it that I've always just liked, right? So I was just like, oh my God, who is this woman? Who is this goddess that he's just sent me? But it was like 11:30 at night. It was a school night. I had school the next day, which was a very important day that I'll tell you about in a minute. It was a very important day. Mum was yelling at me, telling me to go to bed. Alex wasn't replying to my messages asking who it was. And but you know, I was on a bit of a time crunch, guys. I didn't have time to find out who it was. So I just, you know... Yes, someone just went, you wanked, all right? And I did, well done. So I did do it, and I have to say, this was, dude, because like this was the best wank that I've ever had in my entire life. Like, honestly, it felt like the clouds just like departed, the Lord stepped down and started wanking me off himself, all right? It was great, dude. Because every time I see a feminine back, I just become one of those little boys off the musical Oliver, just being like, please, Mum, but give me a crumb of pussy. Just like... Yeah. I feel like you guys pulled back on that one, all right? Over the fact that I've pulled over a back, dude. Yeah, I'm probably not going to keep that one in the special. No, Kidding, we fucking will, boy. But I just like, this is the best wank I've ever had in my entire life. I like ascended to a new realm having this wank. I was just like, oh, right? Kind of like a church boy, right? It was sick, right? And then, so, you know, I cleaned myself up. It was the best 34 to 37 seconds of my entire life up until that point, right? Yeah, woo! New record. But, I wake up the next day for school. I go to school the next day. I see Alex. We say g'day. We dap each other up. But I forgot all about this photo because, as I said, it was the most important day of my school calendar year. It was the day of the annual school swimming carnival, ladies and gentlemen. Couple of swimmers in, hey, let's go. And so I see Alex, but I forgot all about this photo because, like, it's my favourite day of the year. It's the school swimming carnival. Zupa Dupas were 20 cents off, and my maths teacher, who weighed 178 kilograms at the time, was wearing, he was just wearing budgie smugglers, all right? I was too distracted to think about anything else. So we get through the entire day, we're racing, we're swimming, but we're in the last race of the day. Me and Alex, we were in the same relay team in our house, going for the big trophy at the end of the day of the swimming carnival. So we get to the race, we're so nervous. We'd genuinely been training for like months for this race. We were like so amped up for it. And then, so in the order we would swim in, Alex was always first off the platform and I was always second after him, right? So I'm amped up, I'm like hyping myself up. Alex steps onto the platform. I'm ready to cheer my best friend on, right? And then Alex removed his shirt. And I was like, Alex. Why do you have such a feminine back? And I shit you not, he was on the block, he turned around, winked at me, and dived in the pool, right? And when he dived in for the next 3.5 minutes, I had to come to terms with the fact that 18 hours prior, I had violently wanked over my best friend, all right? A man that I considered a brother, Brisbane, all right? And we were smashing this race. Alex got off on the block. He was just and we just went through the entire race. Everybody, we were front of the pack the entire race. And then I hopped into the pool, ladies and gentlemen. I was not in a good headspace. I stuffed up the entire race. We came last. Everybody was so angry at me. And I did not take home a trophy that day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so sorry, all right? But I did learn a lesson. Verify the back before you have a whack. And if you didn't like this show, you can take that lesson home with you. But I'm very grateful, genuinely, to summarise this show, Blake a Wish. I do want to say I'm very grateful for the fact that I can do this. It is I don't know. It's like a weird paradoxical thing where I've got CF. And CF is the thing that's killing me, but because of CF, it's the reason I get to do all of this. And that really wigs me out. And it's I think about it a lot, and I was thinking about it today, because this is a pretty big show on a very special occasion. And I'm grateful for a lot of stuff that CF has sort of given me. A lot of people come to shows now, all right? I see so many backs around now, it's great. But I'm so grateful for everything that having this sort of disease has sort of given me. And the one thing that I am grateful for the most is that I do get a lot of sick people coming to shows, and people who have sort of health issues and stuff like that. Do we have any dying kids in tonight? Yeah! Babe, you're on such a delay, I thought you didn't make it for a second. But my biggest show I've ever done was in Perth a couple of months back, and there's 1,000 people in this big theatre, and I always ask, is there any sick kids in the room, any dying people, any Make-A-Wish kids in? And usually it's just one or two people. I shit you not, out of 1,000 people, 200 just went... All right? And honestly, I get a lot of sick people coming to my shows. Very grateful for that. I just want to preface that right now because, as an artist, that's an amazing audience to have. I'm very grateful for that. As a businessman, not very sustainable. All right? Do you know what I mean? I had 200 people just go, yep, I'm dying. When I go back to Perth, I'm not even booking the theatre. I'm doing a 6-month residency at the intensive care unit. It's going to be awesome. We don't have to travel. It's cost effective. It's sick. And you get a new audience every 2 weeks when the new batch roll through. It's You guys are great. Thank you so much. But I get a lot of sick people. I get a lot of Make-A-Wish kids as well. Like, I had a girl in New Zealand a couple of months back, and she was very lovely. She was like 18 or 19 years old at the time, and she came up and she was like, oh my God, like, I love the show. Like, I'd love to tell you about my Make-A-Wish. And I was like, dude, don't spare any details. Like, tell me, like, what'd you do? When was it? How old were you? Tell me the full story. And she started getting quite emotional. She was like, oh, well, I was like, this was like 2 years ago now, and I'd been asking for it for my entire life. And just when I got it, I just started sobbing and crying. I was like inconsolable when I finally got my Make-A-Wish. I was like, dude, what did you pick for your Make-A-Wish? And she was like, I asked for a ukulele. Now, can we be honest with, let's be honest with ourselves, all right? I don't know if you know how Make-A-Wish works. You can pick whatever the fuck you want, all right? You can pick Disneyland, you can do the thing that I did, all right? And if your first option is just like, yes, I'll have the little guitar, please, you deserve to die. I'll be completely honest, it's like, make it worth something. Do you know what I mean? I think I made mine worth something. Mine was nearly 10 years ago now. I was 14 years old when I did my Make-A-Wish. I chose to meet John Cena for my Make-A-Wish, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. I saw him. Go fuck yourself. Comedy, right? But I met John Cena when I was 14. He's like my favourite person of all time. I love John Cena, man. So I met him. It was the best day of my entire life. But then the day after I did my Make-A-Wish, I found out that John Cena has set the Guinness World Record like multiple times for most Make-A-Wishes granted in the history of Make-A-Wish. All right, I have I even get sent it in my Instagram DMs now. Just like blokes just being like, Blakey, you were number 738, brother. But man, so John Cena, like, I found out that he like did that many Make-A-Wishes. I was fucking dirty, dude. Like, I thought I was a special little boy, all right, but I wasn't, okay. And man, because like he's like, I don't know, that's the basic bitch choice for Make-A-Wish. Apparently, that's what I picked. John Cena is to Make-A-Wish kids what vodka cruisers are to white women. Like, exactly right. But man, that was the best day of my life, and he was so nice. He like brought me in the ring. He like raised my hand. He gave me a big hug in front of Rod Laver Arena in Melbourne, and it was just like the best day of my entire life. I'm never gonna forget that, dude. And it is quite weird, and I don't want to get like sentimental or anything, but it sort of is like it has come full circle because I've been doing this and I've been talking about CF on stage for like nearly 4 years now, and a lot of people with CF come to shows, a lot of health issues, as I said. And the reason why I wanted to do this show in Brisbane was because I did shows here last July, and I just got home after the shows a couple of days later, and then I got a call on my phone from an unknown number, so I picked it up, and on the phone was a girl named Michaela, right? And Michaela works for Make-A-Wish in Australia, and I was just like, oh my God, how'd you get my number, right? But I was so perplexed, I was so confused as to why Make-A-Wish Australia was ringing me, to the point where my first thought, I'm not kidding, was just like, fuck, do I get another one? Like, let's go. Robert Irwin's eating my ass next week, right? Yes, right? And I was so disappointed when she was just like, no, okay? But I was talking to Michaela for about 45 minutes on the phone, and she was so lovely, dude. And I was like, why? Like, what is this about, right? And she was like, well, I was at your show with a kid named Sam, and Sam was about 15 or 16 years old, and Sam had a really sad story as well that I'm not going to share because that's his story to tell. But yeah, it was he was a very brave person, right? And she told me the story, and I was just like, dumbfounded of just like how brave this kid was, and it like got me like a little bit teary on the phone. It was really, really weird. And I was like, oh, cool, well, I'm glad he enjoyed the show. And she was like, yeah, well, he actually enjoyed the show so much that vulnerability, ew, like, Sam actually requested a couple of days after the show to meet me as his Make-A-Wish, which was, yeah, very cool. I'm not going to fucking do it, but it's like, you know... Gentlemen, I don't know this little cunt. Like, it's like, ew, dude. Get off me, like... Do you know what I mean? Like, selfish little prick. Do you know what I mean? Like, think about somebody else other than yourself for a minute. Do you know what I mean? Like, cunt, I'm on borrowed time as well, mate, all right? Hey, Brisbane, you guys have been so much fun. Thanks so much for coming out, legends. You guys have been awesome. Love it, like Pavey. Thanks so much. Make-A-Wish, Scene 3, Shot 1, Take 1.
Sexiest death ever.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's not a bad size.
It's so unrealistic, it's so big.
Look at the hole on that. The sounding champion.
That's so good, Bev. Well done.
Love this place. City lights, city of dreams.
Genuinely, I do want to say thank you so much for coming out. This is my first ever special that I'm taping, and it's been like 3 or 4 years of like doing stand-up and just like building material, and yeah, I'm really happy with how it's turned out. Hope you guys enjoyed the show as well. Give yourselves a round of applause, Brisbane, for coming out. You guys have been unreal. I do genuinely really enjoy Brisbane. I would live here if it didn't rain. All right. I will head south, okay? But man, I do genuinely enjoy Brisbane so much. But it is weird, because I've been doing that little Make-A-Wish, just like, oh, I'm not gonna fucking do it, all right? I've been doing that joke for like 4 years now, and I'm gonna be completely honest right now. I've never had a Make-A-Wish kid ask to meet me, all right? Not once. Why the fuck would they, all right? All right? I am the human equivalent of a ukulele, ladies and gentlemen. All right? I want queef guy. Give me queef guy, all right? And like I've been doing that joke for so long, and yeah, people find that out. People are like, did the kid actually ask? And I was like, no, it was just kind of a part of the show. And they get so pissed off at me. It's like it genuinely like dejects them, all right? But now this is really like it's really weird, and like I've been doing that joke for so long now that I'm not sure if this was like a morbid joke from the individual that I'm about to introduce you to. But I did that joke, and then somebody liked that joke so much that they actually did. So, ladies and gentlemen, as proof, is Sam in the room tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Sam, would you like to join me on stage, brother? Ladies and gentlemen, go well for Sam, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, he's in position. Do it. It was a joke. Yeah. I have no fucking clue who that kid is, all right? Thank you so much for coming out once again. Brisbane, love yous. I've been Pavey.